The darkness that I feel has invaded my being is my fear surrounding
Hare Krishna.
I always thought that ayahuasca would be something that I sat with at a time in my life where I felt like I really needed some type of direction, and I would go to the medicine seeking some type of answer. So when ayahuasca just in a way presented itself to me, I felt like it really made me dive deep in myself and ask myself, okay, what are some questions in my life that I could get answered? What are some fears that I could overcome and release? So in this video, I'm going to be diving deeper into my intentions, just goals and things that I would like to release, and speaking that into existence for myself and for anybody that would like to experience somebody going through this prior to the medicine and after. I will be sitting with ayahuasca 3 times over the course of the week, and I'm really excited to experience it with this resort because they specialize in preparing your body, mind, and vessel for this intense ceremony. I actually did a research study on ayahuasca when I was in college, and from my understanding, what ayahuasca is a tea that is brewed from a plant, from like a leaf and a root. And when these 2 molecules combine, it secretes DMT, and DMT is dimethyltryptamine, which every living thing secretes. But when those two elements are combined, it allows for the DMT to really be absorbed more deeply into our bodies. So it's going to be a very, very intense psychoactive experience. It's not going to be like, well, I don't know if it will be a fun experience, but from what I've heard in my research on it, it's not necessarily going to be like exciting hallucination moment. It's going to be like most likely an ego death, most likely vomiting, and facing a lot of darkness that could be suppressed in my subconscious. The darkness that I feel has invaded my being that I anticipate to come forth and allow the ayahuasca to shine light onto is my fear surrounding a couple of things. The first one that comes to my mind is men. I have a fear of men like sexually assaulting me. I also have a racist thing going on. So I am 75% African American and 25% Italian. Both of my ancestors have experienced racism and or have been racist onto each other. Like on my white side, my great-grandparents literally kicked my grandma's stomach for having a black child inside of her, you know? And so in a way, I kind of feel like, and then you already know the black history. So, but at the same time, I was raised practically as if I were white. I was raised in a very white community. So in a way, I feel like there's this internal racist conflict battle going on within me where I feel racist feelings towards white people, but I also feel racist feelings towards black people. And that's something that I am very aware of and would like to release. The third thing, I feel like I have 3 main things, is my need of approval from my parents. I was blessed to be born into a pretty stable family. My mom has a very close relationship with the Christian, her perception of God is from a Christian standpoint. She's read the Bible like 15 times or more at this point. And then my dad is very successful in the pharmaceutical industry. So in a way, I feel like I need to prove myself to them by either being one of those 2 things or both to really be fully accepted by them. I feel like I need to have a really good career and be making a lot of money, or be so deep into my Christian spiritual practice that I am accepted by my parents. So that is something, and that just those 2 things, like the Christian spirituality career aspect, causes a huge kind of like judgment within myself that I'm never good enough. So that is something that I really anticipate on releasing. And then going along with that, I think that it will really help to heal my personal view and perspective on both money and spirituality. And I am hoping that it helps me to bridge any type of gaps that I have around doubting my marijuana meditation business. I recently started a marijuana meditation business, and I feel that it has a lot of potential and can do a lot of good in this world. But both of those two aspects that I just spoke about with my parents holds me back. And I know, and I've talked to them about this, but I know that ultimately it's myself holding me back. So I'm hoping that sitting with ayahuasca will help me to just see my full potential in all aspects of life, to be able to really open up my heart, open up my mind and spirit to fully allow for God to come through to me, because I feel like that's ultimately what it's about. I feel that sometimes we can get so caught up in our human experience and what we perceive in this realm, in this 3D realm, that it can be challenging to really fully tap into the spirituality, to just tap into the spirit realm, into the 5th dimension, to be able to bridge the spiritual realm with this dimension so that I can live from my highest spiritual self into this plane. So I'm very excited for this. Thank you for sitting here with me and hopefully getting excited with me if you're thinking about sitting with ayahuasca. I encourage you to think about what your intentions with it would be. Even if you're not planning on truly sitting with it anytime soon, I think it's a good practice to think about, what are the biggest things in my life that I could let go of? What are some things in my life that I could bridge the gap between? So I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and it will be in Costa Rica.